Okay, quick sound test here. All right, sounds like we are good. Give me another couple seconds and we can get on the way. All right, I think we are good to go. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome, first of all. This particular playthrough with Elden Ring is an effort to raise some money for the wife. She has a once in a lifetime opportunity to go to New York City with her choir, the Morris Park Singers, and perform at the world renowned Carnegie Hall. Now, they have been invited, however, they are not being any financial considerations to be able to get out there. So everybody has to find their own way to get out there, perform, and make it home. And it's kind of a headache, and that's where I come in. Um, I am playing Elden Ring horribly for your viewing pleasure, uh, in consideration for you to help donate to her going to New York. And hopefully, um, everything works out and everything's good on that. But we do have an update. We are now in part 16 of this, and we have raised enough to the point where Laura has been able to purchase her plane ticket, round trip, mind you, to get out there and get back. So, part one of the New York fundraiser has been a success. A great success, actually, thanks largely in part to family, friends, and uh, old acquaintances alike. So, thank you guys very much for your generosity. One of these days, I promise you, one way or another, it'll come back to you, and I'll help out any way I can as well. Um, but yeah, it's a great first step. We're able to get her a ticket out there, which means she's already got her foot in the door. Life is good. So we just continue on doing what we're doing. Speaking of which, give me one second. Continuing on doing what we're doing after yesterday's unexpected, uh, decent gameplay and taking out two bell-bearing hunters, which should never have happened. I'm really not that good, I promise. We're going to continue with the last part of Liurnia and hit up the western portion. A little drink there, and obviously, when we did this, I gotta get that helmet off, man. That thing's creepy. There we go. So, right about here is where we got the map fragment. And that's where we're going to be headed now. The first thing on my list was, in fact, picking up the fragment. But since we already have that, we're just going to go to that site of grace there. And we're going to work our way south. before we even get started. I've already missed this up. That was bad timing. At least I got some flask refill out of that. Maybe we can record our first death just for you guys tonight. One thing I should mention, if you guys are hurting for some souls, you know, I keep on saying souls, but it's actually runes. We're not playing Dark Souls, man. You come over here, and you can shoot these balloons down. Let's, where did you go? There you are. Try and do all this stuff on horseback. See, every one of those balloons that you hit, you will get a golden rune off of. So why don't we just sweep around here and get those for you real quick. Watch yourself a little bit, because obviously those marionettes can catch back up. And you just got a couple of golden rune 6s. 3 runes never hurt anybody. Alright, what are we looking at here? Where do we want to go? Apparently there is a caravan to the south. And that's the caravan we're looking for. Put a stop to him. There we go. Magic clear them just enough to be able to receive carry a Knight Sword. Forgot if this thing has any real benefit to it, or usually they have this marked. There we go. Oh, they got carrying grandeur on it, which is actually pretty decent. That's a possibility for magic users. However, I will be utilizing another weapon. I've already talked about it in length. Not what I wanted to do, but sure. Okay, a little bit of overkill. Nothing wrong with that. Not complaining. They still go away at the same pace, but yeah, come on, sir. There we go. Okay, now we're cleared out. Sort of, because we still have a camp there. I don't remember if there's anything in there that's really worth getting. But we's about to find out. Now, let's see, where... see, it went way to... That's the bad part about having your checklist on your iPhone on Google Sheets. It completely loses your spot at where you're at. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything really worth it in the camp to get, so we're going to go get something else instead. I know there's more runes over there, but our destination is over here, where the jellyfish are. Circle back around. Jellyfish shield is actually pretty friggin' decent. Let's find a site of grace. Let's have a quick seat. Get my checklist back up and operational here. See, that's one of the drawbacks of having your entire plan of attack good to go in sheets on an iPhone. iPhone shuts off, you get back into it, and then it says, oh, you got to reopen the file. And then when you reopen the file, it's like, oh yeah, the place you were on, we're not going to save it. We're going to jump you up about 300 to 400 spots. So, kind of a pain in the butt, but that's okay. Oh, here's a blast from the past. Give me 1 second. We're about to go up to that bad boy. Those are the 4 belfries. And if you already know what's coming, hush, if you are new to Elden Ring and you don't know what's coming, I feel bad for you, son. Big thing here is just getting through this area and avoid those ghost giants as much as possible. Get up to the top of the hill. And there we go. Another side of grace for you. Now, just to give you a layout of this, there are obviously 4 bell towers up here. Each one of them has a portal to a different part of the game. None of them really connect to the levels themselves. They go to an isolated portion of it. There's one in particular that we're going to hit up first. Down at that tower right there. So we have 2 imbued sword keys now, which means that we can open 2 of these portals. But obviously the first one that we want to hit up are this one right here. And this kind of gives you a hint as to where you're going to end up going. Does that name ring a bell yet? If it doesn't, it's about to. New item, the nascent butterfly, just for the heck of it. It's an arcane butterfly with translucent wings, material used for crafting items exceedingly rare to find. This butterfly appears as if it's just emerged from its cocoon for its entire life. I didn't read that for any reason in particular. None. All right. Glad to see I still suck at this. Come on over here, sir. Dude, you can keep screaming at me, but... Tutorial enemy down. And for beating him, which you can get this stuff at the beginning of the game too, the ornamental straight sword and golden beast crest shield. In here, there are 2 things that we can get. It's one of the reasons I like using the carrion slicers, because that thing is quick and it does a lot of damage for one of the weaker, quote unquote, weaker spells that you can get in here. But it's one of the most reliable. Alright, this is a key item. Stormhawk King. We will need this a little bit later. Excuse me. As part of a side quest, come in here and pick up Stormhawk Dean. And if you remember correctly, this is where it all began. Pretty insane, huh? You already came full circle. Alright, next up, we are going to use that other imbued sword key. So we just did that one. And now we can come over here to this one. What does the hint say? Night sky unceasing. Perfect. That's exactly where we want to be. So our target in here is a modeled necklace. If I remember correctly, this will probably be required. Yep, there is a Crucible Knight down there, it looks like. So I'll take that bad boy out. Take the plunge. Take a leap. I don't think there's anything else down here behind. Nope, but I always have to check. We'll be back for that Crucible Knight here in a second, but this is what we're looking for, the modeled necklace. Just to give you an idea of what it is, it raises robustness, immunity, and focus. So it's multifaceted in its protection. You just up there looking at the palace? I've already been up. Oh, nope, never mind. Come after me, sir. Ooh, he's a little beefy. I want to drag you back this way so that way we have more room to run around. Go. Maybe one more time, max 2 times. Done. Very good. Not like we got anything crazy from that, but at least it's practice going into a couple other Crucible Knight fights. All right, next up, we are going, I think, right here. I don't believe that we require anything else outside of what we already have. Nope, I think we are good. Cannon of Hyma is very beefy, but not gonna be... I'll put that on for the heck of it later. And the reason I will is because sometimes it's just fun to do this. So it's a beefy spell. It's very beefy. That's not a problem. The problem we run into is the charge time. God, those things creep me out every single dang time. Alright, here we go. Got ourselves another Everjail boss to do. And to stake America just in case I die out, which is always a distinct possibility. I don't need that on... Let's get... That's not even going to be necessary since we're always close quarters. Good job avoiding that, man. Okay, so he's not difficult. It's just another giant. And the magic glint blade did its work. So Everjail is done. And now we're going to go finish up Arena's quest line. Let's kind of head down to the south this way. Because we are about to go up against a familiar invader. Get out of there. Sir, I am sorry about your daughter. So we got a flask refill and a Shabriri grape. Banished Knight's Halberd +8, which at this point of the game, if you don't have, like what I have with the Lordsworn's Great Sword at a +9, this is really good. You can actually get that before you ever even head into Liurnia, and you have yourself a nice weapon for that. And then a bunch of raw meat dumplings, which they don't sound as useful as you'd think. But when it comes to a certain summoning for a Spirit Ash, that thing can be invaluable. So we'll pick those up. Just to give you an idea of what they do. It's a pungent raw meatball made succulent by virtue of being on the verge of turning. Restores HP, but also poisons the user. Not recommended for those who prefer to know the origin of their meats. We'll be getting a Spirit Ash later that can utilize these and not get poisoned. So we can keep them on our person, say in one of the item slots. And when we summon that Spirit Ash, it will have remembered what we have equipped, and it will use one of those meat dumplings whenever it runs low on health. Okay. We're going to go visit the old buddy. Should be right over here. Yep.
Hello? Is someone there? Would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me? I'm on a pilgrimage, in search of the distant light, and when I eat one of those grapes, I can feel the light in the back of my eyes. Oh, many thanks to you. Now I can feel the distant light once more. That aside, I wonder what Shabriri grapes really are. Delectably tender and sweet, yet searing. What a sight they must be to behold.
Yeah, here's the problem. They're human eyes.
No. That's not possible. Not all of those people. Their own... So those noises I heard were... Sorry. I'm alright now. Don't mind me. I apologize. You only did as I asked. I'll be fine. Think no more of it. I apologize. I'll be fine.
Ma'am, I thought you said you were okay.
I apologize. I'll be fine.
Okay, well, I know where you're going next. So how about we meet you there and see if you ask for any more? And if you do, you're friggin' sick. You still puking up your guts over here, ma'am? I apologize.
I've gleaned something very important indeed, thanks to you.
Oh, I'm glad.
The distant light is far and frail, so faint it can't be seen by the naked eye. But with everyone's eyes together, it appears. Finally, it all makes sense. I'm certain now. I will be a finger maiden.
So in order to become a finger maiden, you, ma'am, you, I am talking to you. You believe that you need to eat human eyeballs. I question your sanity. Anyway, I know where you're going. Let's just meet you over there. So let's go back up to Bellum Church. And hopefully you don't ask for another eyeball. Because then we're going to have some... Oh, please don't ask.
Oh, hello. Is that you over there? Have you ever heard of fingerprint grapes? They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. I would truly love to try one. The distant light seems far closer than before, but I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, a fingerprint grape. Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape. Oh, how sweet. Yet, how it burns. Thank you. I've composed myself again. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you.
Ma'am, we have an issue with how mad you're getting. Because you just barfed out a whole bunch of grapes. Back that way. Okay? And then you came here and asked me for another one. I don't know what to do with you. Alright, well, now that Crazy Lady's been fed all the eyeballs that I have in my inventory, let's go back this way. And we are going to come back down and around and up here. we gonna be beating up on another Erd Tree avatar. Make sure we're not gonna get bustered over here. But that up there, we won't be able to get to until a little bit later. Obviously, it's this whole landmass, and this is what we're looking at right now. But a little off to its east is where that particular side quest I'm mentioning finishes. Right at that one. And most of the guys I know always finish that quest. Not only because it's got some decent rewards, but because it has a pretty decent quest line. I should have rearranged my magic, but that's okay. No. Oh. Oh. You're gonna have to run now. Yep. Good job, Angel. What did we get this time? Okay, we got a cerulean crystal tear and a ruptured crystal tear. Taking a look at this, it restores half of total FP in mixed physic, which is your blue bar, which helps you with your magic. And then a ruptured crystal tear causes concoction to explode in mixed physic. So this would normally be used for multiplayer, where you could drink your flask and you could lure the other player in and you could explode and take away a whole chunk of health. It's actually kind of funny, but if you get this ruptured crystal tear as well as the second one, there are uses for initiating shortcuts that are not supposed to be shortcuts. So I am not smart enough to do those, obviously, but that's okay. We have an Ash of War that we can go for from Revenger's Shack. Follow the cliff face along the right, down from the minor Erd Tree. It's because we're going to a catacomb. Okay, not that way. Not yet. there's the scarab. However, we also have a couple of jerks down that way. And I would prefer it if they were somewhat out of the picture. I see you, Scarab. Hiya. Sometimes brute force is amazing. I can see you. Now at the bottom here, we have some catacombs that we can explore. I think what I want to do is rearrange. Honestly, that's more than enough for right now. Let's go Magic Glint Blade. Let's go Cannon of Haima. Cannon Slicer. Rock Sling. And just for the heck of it. Alright, where are we at so far? Okay, I see we're at 52 minutes. So this might be a good place to take a quick break. Now I know a lot of folks watching, especially if they're younger, they're going to be like, "You're already going to take a break after 53 minutes?" Listen, you whippersnapper. I have a problem with getting too stiff if I sit in one place for too long. Gotta walk around, gotta stretch, gotta do all that stuff. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my phone with me, and I'm going to make sure that I keep you updated as to when I'm getting back. It should probably be about a 10-minute breather, and then we just kind of go from there. And I would suggest, if you game or do anything for sitting for a long time, that you do the same thing at least once before the hour even starts. Yes, sage wisdom from your old man gamer. Give me, if you hear that in the background, I know you heard that in the background. That is my couch. It has leather on it, and every time you bring the rest down, it sounds like a person is farting. I did not fart. I promise you. There is no farting on this stream. All right. Give me about 10 minutes. I'll take my phone with me, keep you updated, and I will return shortly. See you in a bit. Alright, kids, we are back. Allow me to pull up my stuff here. There are two things that I want to get before we get to the boss. One is a weapon, one is a spirit ash. And the boss in here is a little bit different. We are going to be beating up on a snail, apparently. However, that snail is a little beasted, and we need to make sure that we try and ignore whoever hit that summons, so that way we can just go straight for him. And that's why spirit color ashes are incredible. Too far away. It's a little dark down here. First thing you can do boss door is opened. As you go along the way here, do not forget to pick up these gloveworts. Upgrade materials are always good, and you want to make sure that you also bump into these walls. Oh, sir. Excellent. Can always use more of those. Down that way, I believe, is the boss room, if I am not mistaken. There's root resin. Do that, and then yep, there it is. Don't want to go that way yet. That would be silly. There's our first item, the Watchdog Staff. I believe that's a colossal weapon, if you are ever interested in using it. I am personally not, and I'm personally not interested in using it, but that doesn't mean you won't be. So adjust your playstyle and stats accordingly. Nothing going on in there. Okay, one there, one there. And there are the spirit ashes. Cool. And as we make our way back to the boss room, oops, wrong way. You can get Engvall up, or whoever your preferred spirit ashes are at this point. And get ready to go on a hunt. Alright, so it's back in that corner. Alright, where'd he go? Ouch. That's it. Catacombs done. And I gotta pull this back up, I apologize. Okay, there's only one more area down here in the south that we need to worry about. And that is going to be right here. Might be easier just to hit the site of grace here and then do a loop around. So that's what we'll do. We'll go back upstairs. Oh, it's nighttime. I really don't want to deal with I don't think we have enough to level up. No, we do not. So we are fine there. The morning sun rises over Liurnia, and we are about to take care of the last portion of this southern excursion for now. We still have one major area to explore, and I will show you what that is here as we get somewhere safer. That's our destination. Let's head it up. Much like the one by the Frenzied Flame Village, it says, Erudition Guide Thee. So once again, we get on our creepy crown. And there we go. There's also something on that table that I forgot to pick up, and that's okay. No, treasure chest back there. We receive Memory Stone, so another spell slot. Very helpful. Thank you very much. There's also a way to get up this thing without having to have the crown and the erudition emote. Never really explored that path. You should just be able to jump up this way. And then what you can do is you can get on your horse, double jump up to the roof and over that bad boy and into the door. So there's more than one way in. But is it really necessary? Not so much. Oh, eye is itching like crazy, man. Let me get my usual attire back on here. Get that creepy thing off of my head. And now, I was going to show you from before. Obviously, this area is going to be for later, but underneath this area, which you can easily access with Folly on the Lake, there is a village down here that will also advance not only Nepheli Lou's side quest, but you can also pick up a key item that is very important for getting to one of the more difficult stages in Elden Ring. We're not going for it just yet. Instead, we're going back up to the northern Liorna shore. And we're going to go through the King's Realm ruins. There is a boss and a weapon that we can pick up subsequently. Now, I always have a problem locating the stairwell to get down to the boss in those ruins. I know it's kind of on the eastern side of everything. Oh, sir. Easy, forgive me. These royal grounds were placed in our trust, but we stood no chance. I don't think this is it over here, but... Sir, I will not tolerate that malarkey. Is this it? Yeah, here we go. I absolutely hate this thing with a passion. Get that going. I'm gonna let you pick up a good amount of the I'd have been dead if I were a lower level, but here we go. Royal revenue is down. Much easier to deal with, actually, if you have the heal spell and are able to utilize it. In the chest, we have a weapon, Frozen Needle. We can use it A razor-thin, piercing blade of ice forged by E.G., the Carrion Royal Blacksmith, can inflict frost upon enemies and launch its blade with a strong attack. The blade immediately regenerates. So there's that. We are now on our way out of here and going up to the north. And to do that, stop following me. Perfect. Normally, when you see a giant, you will recoil in terror, get a spell ready, and beat him up. But this guy's different. He's nice.
Brave Tarnished. Here to put my old bones to work again. Brave Tarnished. A word of warning, if you please. This territory once belonged to the Carrion royal family. Their manor lies not far beyond this point. When the Raya Lucaria Academy turned on the Carians, the Knights of the Cuckoo descended on this tract. After leveling it, they carried on to the manor. The Carians were taken off guard, but their strength had not waned, and they repelled the Knights' onslaught by conjuring an enchanted snare that remains potent to this day. That is why I say, Tarnished, don't go near the manor, unless you wish to lie with the corpses of the heedless Knights of the Cuckoo.
Well, here's the deal. Your buddy Blythe sent me.
Blythe actually did that. Did he? Quite a rare occurrence for such a guarded soul as he. Perhaps he sensed something unusual about you. At any rate, if you're friendly with Blythe, I've something else that might suit you.
So now all might as well just buy those, and then because Blythe sent you, he has this. A talisman adorned with the royal crest, lowers FP consumed by skills. An honor said to have once been awarded to Carrion knights who served as direct retainers to the kingdom's princesses. Now, there is only one princess, Rani, daughter of Renala. Might be worth picking up. I'm going to pick it up just for collection purposes. But obviously for now, you have an infinite supply of somber 1s and 2s. And you just picked up the remainder of the 3s and 4s, so there we go. EG now knows you are friendly. We have a few things that we can pick up. I just need to remember how we're doing this, because I believe the intelligence on Crystal Tier is down there. We're not going to get that yet. As such, a word of warning going up to the castle, you are about to get fired upon a lot. So as you're doing that, you're going to be like, oh man, I got to get out of the way. And you try and bob and weave left and right to be able to avoid it. And sometimes you can't really avoid it. Easiest thing for you to do, hug the right cliff face. Or wall, excuse me. And it never touches you. Yeah, we could go up to the manor right now. However, there is one thing we want to get over here. In the middle of this lake, there is a scarab. Got him. Hoarfrost Stomp is actually a very useful Ash of War. And there is a weapon that I believe already comes with it later. I can't remember. I don't remember if Death's Poker has that, but Death's Poker is, at least for a time, was highly used by speedrunners to get through the game pretty quickly. So we'll be getting that later. And we'll just kind of go from there. So here's what we're going to do. I had in the notes that we would just come down here, kind of run through this area, and it should be over in here. It's by a bunch of hand enemies, but I also have listed on the notes that it's easier to come from Source's Isle and just go north. So if I don't get it one way, we'll end up getting it another. There it is. Perfect. Time to go up to the manor. Once again, hugging the right side of the cliff. Kind of swing around that bed of swords, through the trees, and eventually right up to the Grace. You can rest here, maybe just for the heck of it. We can go 4 and 5 to make it through before we end up getting to the first site of Grace inside that. We have 3 items we want to get. One is a cookbook, one is an Ice Crest shield, and one is a spell, I believe. Yeah, Carrion Piercer. And I always have problems finding Ice Crest Shield and the Carrion Piercer, excuse me. Cookbook's easy to find. Because all we do is take an immediate right when we go in. This is why we have some extra healing potions on us. There's a solar room over here. This cookbook allows us to make a freezing pot. Perfect. From this room, we're going to continue north, past the sorcerers, and jump down when you see the large hand enemy. Go. Sir, yes, over here. And there's the scarab we were also looking for. So clearing this place out was very beneficial. A couple of somber 2s off of that. There's a somber 2. This looks like the corpse we want to get it off of. No, it's not. Oh, can't find the Ice Crest Shield. That is not so much of an issue, but at least we got the piercer. There it is. With that, it is time to go and make a rush to the site of grace. No, sir. bad touch. Leave me alone. Take a little bit of time to recoup your stamina. He'll cast that, but just keep running, don't worry. Site of Grace has been discovered. And before you go out anywhere, you can come back here. And get a smithing stone 4. Next item that we're going to get before we make it to the next level is the Sword of Night and Flame. Actually, that sword before all the nerfs was absolutely overpowered. You got that and you could beat the game, like, easy. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Now, to get to the next site of Grace, we want to go straight, but instead, I want to go left. There's a building we can jump down to here. There it is. Sword of Night and Flame. Storied sword and treasure of Caria Manor, one of the legendary armaments. Astrologers who preceded the sorcerers established themselves in mountaintops that nearly touched the sky and considered the fire giants their neighbors. Okay, so they changed this up a little bit. You also require 24 faith to be able to wield it. See, before you could actually use that sword and do something called Comet Azure. So they did change it out. Trust me, not a deal breaker. Now we just need to get to the next level so that we can get another site of Grace. Here we go again. Instead of going left this time, we're going to go straight. Say hello to your Carnegie Hall friends. Take some time to get your stamina back. Bob and weave. Take the elevator up and call it a day. Not much to that section, however. It's still kind of nice to always hit a new checkpoint. now that we have a new checkpoint, we are going to backtrack a little bit. Go. Now we're going to follow this path, and we're going to get another weapon. Don't look like there's anything off that way. Why is my eye so itchy tonight, man? Oh, man. I don't know if it's allergies or if I just got, like, cat hair stuck in there. Urumi. Perfect. Get him from here. Yes, come here, Mr. Wolf. There we go. Bye-bye. Get a golden seed for your problem. Every once in a while, it's nice to pull that out. Okay, now here's the problem. There is a weapon that we can get called the Troll Knight's Sword. But you have to beat a giant to be able to get it. And the giant, obviously, has some friends. That make it a little difficult to just concentrate on him. Oh, sir. There we go. There you can pick up some 420 Blaze It. And there is your target. Before you go that way, though, I just want to check something over this way. They do allow for you to do a summon, though. You'll never see it coming. I can see you. Thunder. Go. I'm not worried about losing out on too much FP simply because there is a mega cheese to the next boss. Alright, Anvil. Go. I'm not going to do the next 2 items until after I beat the boss. That way we have a nice, easy way back up. Got a couple perfumers up here that you need to be careful for. Basically, after we're done with the boss, there is a little cliffside that we can go out there. We can get a pot, or some pot, and we can also pick up another spell. However, it's time I show you the cheese. Do not step in the middle of this pool. It's kind of like an Everjail, where as soon as you set foot outside that jail, enemy spawns. Whereas in this one, if you step in, the main boss here spawns. So what you want to do is kind of position yourself as close as you can to this stairwell. Let's get our sprint button held, and there we go. Run up the stairs, into this corner, quit out, and hit continue. That's it. That's the cheese. You're going to think to yourself, what does that do? Well, as you can see, the boss spawned, but she is very much not responding to you. There we go. You can just go right up to it. No issues whatsoever. That's the fight. So you get a spell called Loretta's Great Bow, and you get an Ash of War called Loretta's Slash. We can add a charge to the flask. We got enough. go 4 and 6 right now. Let's go back out, and we can work our way down the side of the cliff there. Jump down there, jump down here. Yep, should be able to jump there without any issue. Out of all the things to worry about here, that big jar is the worst. So let's go ahead and take care of them real quick. There. They are not happy that you took out Big Papa Pot, so consider yourself warned as you make your way down. Eventually, yeah, we can't see it yet. But we'll be working our way around and down. Once again, there is a big warrior jar over there. I think there's a second one over there, and I am not liking that. That's okay, we'll step down anyway. Closer. Oh, I got a couple of living jar shards that time. There's some smithing stone 3s. Living jar shard again. And that is our ultimate destination. There's a spell down there called Carrion Grandeur. And that is a really good spell too. I did not get another cracked pot, though. But that's okay, because that thing is awesome. We'll take it. So where did I miss the cracked pot? Because I could have sworn... Head back into the manor and take the doorway to the southwest. Jump down platforms and look for one of these guarded by warrior jars. Maybe I just heard too much. I thought I should have 10 by this point. All right, let's go back up here. Let's just take one more little detour to see if we really did miss out. That might be it over there. I shouldn't need to sprint jump for that. I will for that. Let's get a proper aim. That was a terrible shot. Okay, fine. There we go. Now we'll do it. Oh, dumb. I'm gonna run over here and find... Yeah, that looks like a... Yeah. I just missed it, that's all. Very good. A backtrack always helps. Okay, we don't need to go down anymore. Anyway, that's pretty much everything that I ever get at Carnegie Manor. Eight fours, 2 5s, couple sevens, 1 8, 1 2 3 4 5 9. But I don't have 6 or 7s. I think those are more in Altus. I think. Anyway, let's pause here. And we are set. Because next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys up here. There's 3 rises over here. This one, actually, excuse me, this one will start everything off and do a couple things. We'll come down here and we'll start a side quest that will get us an important magic scorpion charm. That thing is going to blow our character up pretty nicely. So we'll start doing that next time. In the meantime, we are currently at an hour and 57 minutes in, and it's 1:15 in the morning. It is definitely time to put it down. Not only that, most of the time, it's also a Monday night, very early Tuesday morning. There's nobody going to be watching it at this time, but that's okay. You can always catch it later. We are set for the next time. We'll be pointed off that way, so that way we know where to go. I want to thank you guys if you came in to watch tonight. If you did not come in to watch tonight and you're catching this at a later time, thank you very much for coming in and giving the stream a shot. Very much appreciate the support. Every set of eyes that we get on this is a potential for more donations to go to the wife to be able to go to perform at Carnegie Hall with the Morris Park Singers. And that's always a good thing. Like I said, if you didn't catch it at the beginning of the video, she was able to secure a plane ticket out to New York in order to get her foot in the door. So, awesome stuff. We are very happy about that. So, thank you guys so much for your support, your generous donations. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I just don't know what to say. One of these days, I will be good with wording. And I will be able to give you a proper thank you, but it's overwhelming to be able to see the outpouring of support for my wife in order to go do this thing. And if anybody that I know deserves it, it would definitely be her. She has worked her butt off not only for the community around her and for the kids that she coaches, but she's also been a tireless supporter of me with my service-connected PTSD and being a very vocal advocate for making sure that I get the care that I need from my Veterans Affairs hospital. So, just the fact that she's able to say that she can get to New York now, friggin' phenomenal. She deserves it, in my eyes. So, that's it for tonight. Again, thank you guys very much. And tomorrow we'll kick off and go to the 3 towers there. Start doing a couple things over on the northeast side of the castle. And then we will actually start working on going to Caelid, which is nightmarish. You will see me die so much more in Caelid, it's not even funny. So with that being said, that's it. Stream is done. If you watch this at a later time, thank you for giving it a shot. See you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully not so late. Thank you very much.